Okay. Now, the last little thing here we have to talk about going forth economic deal with the devil um, is we have to look at some different things here. Now, a major court case um, comes out and it's called Wabash versus Illinois here. So here we have a judge, and you see he's equally protecting the U.S. corporations and banks and not the people. Wabash versus Illinois is the opposite of Munn versus Illinois. Munn said that you could regulate interstate business, a state could. Wabash said that the government could, and it set up the Interstate Commerce Act we've already talked about. So remember the W and the M, they're upside down going into that. Now, major election comes along in 1892, and that is the election of William McKinley. And so here we have William McKinley, correct? And William McKinley is there, and he is promising prosperity at home, prestige abroad, commerce, civilization, all these great things. And the man running against him is more of a traditionalist, and this is the high time of Charles Darwin. And so we have the Anti-Evolution League, and we have William Jennings Bryan. And William Jennings Bryan basically is against everything that is anti-evolution, and so we have all these things here, and he is actually going to borrow something from the populists, and this is the downfall of the populists. And I'm going to show you this political cartoon here, and people love this here, and it's kind of maybe a little sacrilegious, I guess, but in going back with what he is, William James Bryan's speech is called, and you can see it here, Cross of Gold. He basically said, you should not crucify mankind upon a cross of gold. You're not going to put upon labor the brow of thorns, going back to the analogy, and he even has the red cape here in the cartoon of kind of coinciding with the crucifixion of Christ. And so what is going on here? What's the cross of gold? What is he talking about? The cross of gold is the gold standard, of course. And so he is supporting bimetallism here. The same bimetallism that the Grangers wanted with the Sherman Silver Purchase Act. And so this kind of kills populism once they become a trendy topic. So cross of gold is William Jennings Bryan. He is supporting bimetallism. Again, that is the idea of gold and silver to make money, and it essentially kills populism. Now, some interesting things are going on out west here, and that is the idea of Jeannette Rankin. Jeannette Rankin at this time was the first female in Congress. Now, this is kind of just weird because she can't vote herself in. Women don't have the right to vote. And so how on earth can she vote in Congress? There's a lot of just kind of slippery stuff going on here. Basically out west, when men died because of the harsh conditions, women were forced to take on a greater role. And so the West kind of promotes equality. The first female governor is out west at this time. The first female senator, of course, Jeannette Rankin, is out there. And so that's the idea. Now, all this comes to a screeching halt in 1893 when we have a run on the bank. And a run on the bank is a bad thing because that means they're going and getting their money out. They don't trust it. And they were basically trading their paper money in for the gold bars and then hoarding them and like storing them under their bed, different things like that. It's the Panic of 1893. Now, the problem with Panic of 1893 is the fact that a man bailed us out. One man bailed the United States, and so the United States owes him money, in essence, and that would be J.P. Morgan. Now, J.P. Morgan is the same Morgan of, not Morgan & Morgan, but Morgan banks, Chase banks, credit cards, just astronomical wealth. At one point, he is the wealthiest man in the country, and so the United States being indebted to one man is a problem, because what if he decides to call his debt? And that's a good lead into the next chapter. We'll talk about industrialization. Now, the last two things that essentially killed populism is McKinley, because maybe I didn't say it there, but William McKinley kind of reminds me of Dracula. He had the high brow, and he kind of looks like he would kill somebody. The other thing, of course, is the populists were so gung-ho on the fact that there was no gold. You're not going to find any more gold. Well, they found gold, and it was up here in you can see here kind of this area, Mount McKinley, which is in Alaska, some parts of Canada here, and you see the Yukon here, but they call this the Klondike area. All right, and so the Klondike gold rush is where they found gold in kind of Canada, Alaskan territory, and the idea was there. Now, this is also where the jingle came from What Would You Do for a Klondike Bar? Which of course would be there, but of course this time the Klondike bar is a bar of gold and not an ice cream treat that would be great right now because it's really, really hot, correct? But there it is for that. That's the Klondike Gold Rush, and that was the thing that essentially ended populism. Now the next thing we're going to talk about in the next chapter coming up is industrialization, how we became the things here, and I've got some weird hokey videos for you, so hopefully you're going to enjoy those. I won't sing them for you, all right?